gratitude to the masters and the mercy of our grand predecessors, transmitters, temple masters, lecturers, to give me this opportunity to continue this discussion on the Six Patriarchs Platform Sutra on on chapter 2, which is called Prajna, or wisdom. Okay, and it's his, I think it's his fourth lecture. I think this is the fourth or fifth. I forgot. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I think it's the fourth. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So we left off last week on page 15. It's near the end. It's already near the. It's almost near the Q&A, right? What was I talking about? Let's see. I'm trying to remember what was I talking about. Was I talking about wisdoms? No. I was talking about. What was I talking about when I left off?
Last thing
Prajna. Well, Prajna it's a Sanskrit term. It literally means wisdom, but but really, wisdom is not, because this wisdom, this prajna. Okay, let's use that term. Prajna is not the wisdom that we derive, that we get from our experiences or reading books. You get it? Okay. So that's why sometimes we translate the prajna term as divine wisdom, which means, it is something that's inherent, that you can say you're born with, you already have, it's innate. And what does that mean? That innate wisdom, or we call it divine wisdom, comes from our Buddha nature. In other words, we're born, right? When we're born, the Buddha nature is within us. You can say it's within us. Yeah, you can say that. Some people say it's the soul. So I don't like to use the term soul, because soul is already limited too. All right, it's limited. All right, so I don't like to use the term soul. You can say something spiritual. Yeah. Okay, something spiritual. All right, it's a spiritual entity. You can say that because it's formless. It has no dimensions. But yet it is this Buddha nature that allows us to what? Think, to feel, right? To sense pain, pleasure, etc. To dream even, okay? So if you don't have a Buddha nature, you're not going to dream, okay? In other words, all right, all that, okay? So the whole point of this class, this series of class, we call it the Buddha nature class, is to study, investigate, and to learn about what this thing called Buddha nature is. Okay. Now in Sanskrit, in Buddhism, the Buddhist scriptures, there is a term for Buddha nature. It's called the Tathagarbha. No, Tathata is the suchness. Tathagata means to come and go freely, but it's Tathagarbha. Yeah, Tathagarbha. Okay, there's that term. All right, it's found throughout the Mahanirvana Sutra, Mahaprajna Sutras. By the way, you know that it's found throughout those sutras. It's called the Mahaprajna Sutras. Okay, that's the most numerous sutras. Okay, the Wisdom Sutra is part of it. The Diamond Sutra is part of it. I think even the Mahaparinava Sutra is part of that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's a whole bunch of sutras. All right. Okay. So now what we're talking. Where did I leave off? Darn it. Okay. It just means that the whole idea is that our Buddha nature, you can say it's the source. It's part of that source. Okay, because it comes from that source. It's part of it. It's part of it. Yeah, you can say it's part of it. We say it's part of it because we have the notion of I and you, right? Us and them, right? Buddha call it the four forms or four images, because we have separation, right? And so once we have separation, we have this notion of me, right? Ego, me and you, right? I and you, right? Us and them. And me and the rest of the universe. Actually, the Buddha nature is not that. It's not that. It actually encompasses. It encompasses and transcends, you can say. First, it transcends this artificial separation or this view of ego, of I and you, us versus them. It transcends that. And it also encompasses the whole cosmos. You know that? The whole empty space. We call it space, right? Space. And all forms within that space. You know that? It actually encompasses all that. You know that? Yeah.
We've got new friends here. Can you just explain what Buddha nature means? Just give us a short idea.
Yeah.
Buddha nature.
I'm trying to explain. I'm going in detail. I'm going more in detail.
To simplify.
Right. Well, we have to be careful. A lot of people say it's your soul. That's not 100% accurate. That's not 100% accurate. You know that? Because a soul means there's a you, there's a I, there's a they. There's your soul. There's my soul is different from your soul, right? We say that, right? We distinguish that. Be careful.
What's different between Buddha nature and our soul?
Right. Yeah. What's the difference?
Anybody want to say?
No.
Want to share? What's different?
Buddha nature is the same. Everybody has that same Buddha nature. You can say it's the same essence. The reason why we say we have different souls, your soul, my soul, is because we add into it what? Karma. Desires. We have desire, right? Your desire is different than my desire, right? My desire is for myself. Yeah.
Well, can we call it like for people who's not Buddhist, can they call themselves a true nature in a sense?
Yeah, but be careful too. See, once we get into labels, that's why we gotta be very careful. A lot of people say true natures. They think it's 大自然. Actually, the 大自然 it's only one part. It's a part. It's not, okay? But then if you say true nature and the definition of saying the origin, the one, the one, then that's fine. You get it? So there's different interpretation too, okay? So we have to be careful, all right? Be careful, okay? So normally, when we say true nature, we equate it as Buddha nature. But we equate it as Buddha means it's the one. 寂静如如不动, etc., all right? All that. You get it? Okay? But don't think of true nature as, this mother nature. Understand? Okay? There's a difference, right? Because a lot of West, we think true nature, it's the mother nature. It's the sky, the wind, the oceans, the mountains, the forests, the plains, etc. It's more than that. You get it? Things are just forms. Those are just forms. But it includes empty space too. You know that? It includes empty space. Okay? The true nature. It's actually the Buddha nature, the true nature, at the highest level, it's really two things. Well, we can describe it in two aspects. 2 parts, maybe. You can say 2 aspects. One is the essence or 本体, okay? The other one is what? Yeah, functions or applications. You get it? So really the Buddha nature has both. Understand that? That's the true nature, okay? That's the source. That's the one. We call it the one, meaning that it has an essence. Without that essence, there's no function. Understand? Get it? But the essence, it's formless. We can't see it. We can't touch it. We can't smell it. You can't even really describe it, actually. Think about it. You can't even, it's indescribable, okay? But it has its function, right? The other part, right? Which is, we call applications. What's the function? You guys can hear me talk. That's one function. You can see things. That's another function. You can think. That's another function. You can feel hot and cold. That's another function. The problem is the difference between enlightened beings and sentient beings is that we all think the functions are eternal, are true, 有常, are always, are true, meaning that true is it's the truth. You get it? That's wrong. Because those functions, without the essence, is useless.
Let's come back. Keep it very simple. The reason I can see you, the dead body, they also have eyes. How come they cannot see? We can see. We have the original. The
Yeah,
Buddha
but then they
nature
say
inside
you have a
our
soul. So you have to be careful.
Buddha nature is different
Because
from,
soul is it's only
little
a
different
part.
from soul.
Soul is because you have
But
desires.
still,
That's why there's a soul.
so
If you
I
have no
have
desire,
original spirit in myself.
you just
Which
Buddha
is why
nature,
we
pure,
can see,
no soul.
we can see each other.
A soul is like a shadow,
Original spirit in yourself. You can
a
see,
shadow
I can see.
of the mirror.
Otherwise,
The
the
mirror.
body also.
The Buddha
I
nature
couldn't
is the
see.
mirror.
So that's
Nothing.
soul. Original
We
spirit
say
is
nothing.
inside us.
But it reflects everything. You get it? It contains everything.
Original.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's because yeah. But that's because the reason why you're living beings because we have desires. So we're down here.
All the Buddhas,
Samsara.
all the Buddha have the same Buddha nature as we do. As
Yeah,
well as,
yeah,
as those
yeah.
of what we
But
have.
that's because
So
you
Buddha's
have the
Buddha nature
body.
is the
Yeah, you
same
have a
as our
form.
Buddha nature.
You have a form. So
Buddha
therefore,
nature,
there
Buddha,
is
Buddha
the
is a Buddha
counterpart
nature,
to it.
which why
It's
we
the
our
soul.
soul is different from
But
our
actually,
Buddha
it all comes from
because
the
we
Buddha
have,
nature.
keep it very simple.
Yeah.
We have attachment. That's
Yeah.
attachment.
Desires.
Desire.
Yeah, desires.
We have three poisons.
Yeah.
You talk
All
about three
that. Yeah,
poisons.
all that. Yeah,
Three
all that.
poisons and greed, anger, and
Actually, the three poisons.
uh, stubbornness.
Five.
Ignorance.
Yeah,
Ignorance.
ignorance. Yeah, ignorance is better.
Then
Yeah,
we
ignorance
have
is a better term.
Anger,
Stubbornness
emotion.
is
We
too
have
narrow.
bad habits. Those which original Buddha nature doesn't have. With human being, what do we finish?
Yeah, it's pure. It's pure. We can say.
Our
Yeah, but
original Buddha
yeah,
nature.
pure, but
So
it's
with the cultivation, we try to get rid
empty
of all those
because it's empty
which
of
our
all
Buddha nature
desires.
originally doesn't have.
And it has
Doesn't have.
no
So we
motion.
can try
We
to
call
take
it
it out.
stillness.
Little by little.
So that's what it's
Let go all the little
qing
things.
jing, right? Qi
Let go all
jing,
the
same
bad
same
anger.
same term.
Let
But
go
it's
all
really
the
two:
emotion.
the essence
Let
and
go
the
all
function.
the greedy.
The function is the
Let go
motion.
all the anger. Let go all
You can
the
say the motion.
ignorance,
That's
all
why
stubbornness.
that's why they call this cultivation, right?
Yeah, that's what I call cultivation. Okay, thank you. So
Yeah, so we have to get rid of right.
get
We
rid of
have
all
to
those stuff,
yeah.
Then we become very pure, like a little kid, very pure. When they were born, there's no racial issue, right? They don't see you're rich, you're powerful, you're
Yeah.
poor.
Yeah,
Human
there's
being,
no ego.
when
There's
we
no.
grow up, we see a different individual. We treat people differently. Buddha treat every one of us, treat everybody else, every one of us like Buddhas. There's no difference. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's
basically,
that's
there's
what
a
San
difference between the Buddha
It's the
nature
same
and
idea.
our
San
spirits
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So
No, the eventuation is that
yeah,
we see
yeah.
something, we
yeah.
started to
No,
let
yeah,
it
yeah,
back,
yeah.
fall into two
So
sides.
没有四相嘛, right? No duality, no dualistic view, right? No discriminatory thoughts, right? That's one of the qualities
Let
of
me
Buddha.
make very
You know that?
simple example. When we see people come into the door, we say, okay, this is male, female, this is elderly, this is senior, this
That's
is kid,
because we are attached
this
to
is
these.
male and female. Oh, we see a difference, right?
That's also habitual too, because
That's
we're,
human being. When Buddha come to see all of us, they didn't see this part.
right.
They only see each one is a Buddha. They only see the Buddha.
Yeah. They see the essence.
When the Qigong Buddha, any Buddha,
We see the
Zen Buddha,
forms.
Zen Yin,
That's
Chen,
the
see everyone,
difference.
they saw each Buddha.
So we look at the
They don't see
function
male, female,
as opposed to the essence.
older
that's the-
person, young person. They don't see that. They only see Buddha, each Buddha. That's the difference.
Yeah. So that means we see the Buddhas see each other. We call each other as essence, the essence, the pure essence,
Buddhas.
which is our Buddha nature.
We have to change that.
Whereas we humans only see the forms, right? Yeah, you're male, female, handsome, ugly, etc., tall, short, slim, fat, whatever. Okay, so we only see the forms, and yet we consider the problem is we humans become attached to these forms, images, or phenomena. I mean, that's the more overall general term. We become attached to that. You get it? So that's why we're still humans, and that's what leads us to samsara. Down the road, but samsara means reincarnation. That's what Buddha said. That's the fourfold, the eightfold views and the four noble truths. But anyway, all right. So that's what Buddha nature is. All right. Okay. So. Yeah. Okay. I talk about the different wisdoms. I don't want to talk about the different wisdoms.
Excuse me. As a human, that's what we see. I think the most important thing is not go into
Deviant.
details,
Well,
right or wrong.
Yeah.
No judgment. Usually,
yeah.
well, because the judgment comes from our biases. We all have biases. Our bias
Or
opinion,
views,
views,
yeah.
which is not necessarily the correct view. So.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. The key is you cannot be attached and do not. Well, it doesn't mean that you can't analyze things. The key is still attached. It just when things because 怎么讲处事随缘 it's called 随缘 right meaning that to flow with the karmic affinities it just means that we deal with things when they arise and then when it's over let that go. It's not easy. A lot of people say, oh, I still remember, or whatever. We become attached. Right?
But
We
not
become
just that,
attached.
it's the way you do it.
Yeah. That's true too. That's true too.
One example, for example, we heard someone is talking there, so we can extend our Buddha nature to them, our spirit, original spirit to them. But don't get into the content of their conversation. Don't get into content. Okay,
I
that's
thought I
important.
talked about that
Just know that the noise there or the voice there, something like.
We should be at the
there's a
last
car,
paragraph, last two paragraphs.
So you don't have to worry about
What's the last?
truck,
Is that the last two
small car,
paragraphs?
just there you go.
That's it.
Just hear
I think
the
that's
noise
it.
there, so
Yeah.
extend our Buddha nature, our
Yeah, that's it. That's the last
original
two. No?
spirit there. But don't get into the content. Don't think about
Yeah.
this is big bus. This
So
is
the
small
last
car,
two paragraphs.
who is talking, what's
That
content of their talking.
and that. So
don't
I
get
think we
into
have to bring it regardless of what you say.
So just, yeah. So that's how we practice. That's what Buddha put in there. Thank you.
Yeah, so if we're talking about the different wisdoms, it gets too deep. The different wisdoms. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the different. I mean, it's more technical. It's technical. It's more detail. It's more in depth. Okay, so right now, we're not going in depth. We're just talking very shallow, very simple, very basic concepts. Okay, because you can go too in depth, and for some of us, if we're not at that level, so it could get confusing. All right. So basically, one thing I want to talk about is that the problem, the issue, you can say, the challenge is that we humans, we sentient beings, rather, sentient beings, we restrict our Buddha nature to just views or ideas of just I and you. You get it? So that's, we restrict, we constrain our Buddha nature. So we kind of like, and partly, we have desires, attachments, sensations, feelings, all those things. That confines our Buddha nature. You get it? Whereas Buddha, because they don't have these passions, afflictions, 烦恼, right? Karmic affinities or karmic retributions or karmic whatever consequences. They don't have any of that. They don't have any human conscious thoughts. The 5 skandhas. Well, that's kind of deep. not deep. It's really not deep. But they call it 5 heaps. That's a Sanskrit term. That's a Buddhist term. They use that a lot. The 五蕴, right? Because we humans have all that. That constrains or restricts our Buddha nature. Actually, Buddhas, well, we can quote unquote Buddhas, enlightened beings, Buddhas in this case, would be Buddha, they have no such restrictions. So that's why their Buddha nature encompasses, and that's what that last 2 paragraphs talking about, encompasses the whole of the cosmos. You can say boundless cosmos, dimensionless cosmos. You get it? So it encompasses all that, empty space, all the forms. You know that? In case that. Okay. Now the reason why that's important is because if there's empty space, right, and there's no Buddha nature, you know what's that? That's wan kong, right? That's called vacuum or emptiness. Vacuum. It's vacuum. Then that's bad. That's what nihilism is all about. Okay. So we cannot fall into that trap or head towards that direction. You get it? You get it? So so we got to be careful. All right. So this is what we call the middle path too. Buddha's way is the middle path. The Tao is the middle path, actually. It's neither extreme. 二见, remember? The 2 extreme views, right? One is, one is 断见, that's nihilism or annihilation. Okay, then 常见means that we see all the forms as eternal. You think that the universe is eternal? That's not true. Universe is not eternal. You know that? You see all the galaxies? Yeah, the Milky Way, the Andromeda, whatever. All these. That's the cluster, the local cluster, then the super cluster, whatever. All that. You think that's eternal? Wrong. Yeah, it may last a long, 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 long time, billions, maybe even trillions of years, but that's still not eternal. Get it? So, physicalists, that's what we call that. That's a philosophy. That's, if you know Ken, right? That's a philosophy. They consider forms, some forms are eternal. Atoms are eternal. Yeah, wrong. Or elementary particles are eternal. Wrong. You know that? Eventually, they are created by other more fundamental particles. You know that? You just go infinitum. You could go infinite. That's why science can never answer the ultimate question. You get it? Because they still deal with phenomena, forms. You get it? Can never answer the ultimate question, right? Okay? Understand? So those are the two views. Because we humans, unfortunately, end up with these extreme views, we end up being humans. You get it? We're still not enlightened. Okay? Actually, those two views are wrong. Okay? All right? So nihilism is wrong. Okay? So Nietzsche is wrong. No, Nietzsche is not really nihilist, but nihilism came from Nietzsche. But anyway, or it's a result of Nietzsche's views. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, I don't want to go into the details. That's philosophy. We really are transcending all these relativistic, dualistic views or philosophical views. We really talk about the one, which is, we call it the essence, or we call it emptiness, or essence, not emptiness. Yeah, and all the applications, all the forms that we could see or ever imagine. It's actually all one. Okay? All right? That's what our Buddha nature encompasses, everything. All right? So that's why Buddha said, when Buddha was, before he's going to attain what we call parinirvana, which means Buddhahood, whatever. It's not Buddhahood. He's already a Buddha. Just go to the next phase, okay, whatever you want to call it, or transcend this earthly realm, right? Earthly realm. He said to Ananda, his cousin or his disciple, he said, we humans say, oh, Buddhahood is to enter nirvana. He said, actually, I'm not going anywhere. So that's in the Nirvana Sutra, by the way, okay? So Ananda was really confused. He says, how can that be? Because you are transcending life and death, or birth and death. That is true from our human perspective. But actually, Buddha is saying, he's already everywhere. You get it? He encompasses the total universe. So he's not going anywhere. You get it? He's already, quote unquote, everywhere. Understand? Whereas we humans tend to think, because we still have that separation. We still think of me, I'm here, right? You are there, right? Yeah, there's an X distance, right? Or the universe is over there, Andromeda's over there, right? Right? The moon's over there. We still think of that. We still have that separation. Actually, that's wrong. That's not the enlightened view. That's not the Buddha view. Buddha view is Buddha's everywhere. Understand? Okay? So that's why he said he's not going anywhere. Makes sense? Okay?
In the other words, for example, if individual, they are helping the people. Yeah? When the people receive down, they are doing the propagate down, cultivate down. In the moment, we are the Buddha at that moment already. It's not wait until the moment we pass
Right. Yeah,
leave
it's
the
not.
world,
Yeah.
become a Buddha. No.
Yeah.
The moment we are in the human world, we already do the Buddha thing. And the moment we already learn, we are leader
Okay.
already.
Yeah. So
we have to do that.
Yeah. So when we do not have the idea or concept, or do not hold on to the view that we will only become a Buddha when we pass away. You get it? When we die. That's also wrong. That's what Buddha was also telling. It is in the Diamond Sutra too. He was telling Shibuti that you say I attain enlightenment when I pass away. That's not true. He goes, that's not true. The key thing is this. As long as we do not have those four views, right? The four views of the I, right? 四相, right? The four views. As long as we do not have this notion of ego, this notion of the three views, right? Three views, 三心, the three hearts and minds, okay, whatever. Hearts and minds of the past, present, and future, okay? As long as we have the four, it's called the four immeasurable minds, then you are a Buddha. You are a Buddha. Because that's what the Buddha's, you can say, quote unquote, views are. 四无量心. As long as you have that. So that means, what does that mean? No ego. No ego. No ego. What's that? The English translation is the form of ego, personality, being, and life. Okay? The four. 四相, right? The four. Okay? Yeah.
What you're saying is like you just basically let go of yourself. You're part of everyone, and everyone's part of you.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
self.
I always say one sentence over in Chinese. 离相明佛 means we
Yeah,
are away
Yeah.
from all the forms. Any
Well,
forms,
yeah, see, but then
then you will become.
I
One
don't
day
like
we
to
are
say
in
away
that stage,
because, yeah.
away from the form. We didn't even think.
Yeah.
We don't even
Yeah.
We already doing whatever we do. We already do a Buddha things.
Yeah. Well, another way of saying is really when you have no forms, no images, no views. Yeah, no thoughts. 即心即福. Yeah, no thoughts or no thoughts. But then we see the problem is that with that translation, you already have, I don't say have a thought or have an idea, have a notion, and that's wrong. But
即心即佛,
yeah.
Since we talk about this sentence, it's very important. 即心即佛 means the moment, because you're supposed to use Buddha nature. Supposed to be used Buddha nature. So first we have the Buddha nature, don't have selfish mind, all those forms, those minds,
Yeah.
personal stuff. Only with the Buddha nature, true heart, Buddha nature. In the moment, whatever we do, we are already.
Right. Well, you are a Buddha, right? Or you're behaving like a Buddha, whatever. Okay, but yeah, when we say no thought, 即心即福, yeah, no thought, it just means that it's not.
It's Buddha nature.
Yeah, we have to be careful. Yeah, it just.
not 做就是做百物不施嘛。That's different from
Yeah,
the
different
Buddha
but
Yeah,
nature.
That's
yeah,
different.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
different.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
different. That's
different.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't mean that, 完空. I mean, like no thought. Doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that you can't think. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean you can't think. You get it? You'll still think. The key is that thought originates from your Buddha nature, as opposed to from your conscious thoughts, your biased mind. You get it? From our brain, say, or from our memories or whatever, or knowledge, from our knowledge. You understand? So if we think via our knowledge or from our knowledge, or if the thoughts or feelings or passions, whatever, comes from our comes from our knowledge, comes from our memories, comes from our emotions, comes from our five senses, then that's wrong. Then that's humans. That's called sentient beings. You get it? Right? So it goes into more detail. So it becomes 能所, subject object, 能所 becomes that too. See, it goes. We go into more detail. It's very technical. The reason when we say 四无量心, the four immeasurable minds, those are the qualities of what we call, quote unquote, Buddha's mind. Okay, Buddha's or Buddha nature mind. That you can say that. And yet, what are those four qualities? Right? 慈悲喜舍. Right? So we got to be careful when we translate into English. We say it's immeasurable or infinite or boundless. What? Loving kindness, infinite compassion, mercy, infinite joy, happy joy, and infinite equanimity. Okay, that means everything's equal. There's no sense of the four images, four forms, right? The ego, the personality, the being, and the life. But another way of saying really is, how can you say infinite joy? Isn't that a passion? Isn't that an emotion? True. But here's the difference. The Buddha level or Buddha nature level, quote unquote, quality of infinite joy, of 喜, right? The 喜乐, the 喜, right? Is there's no subject object duality. You get it? Subject object, 能所. In other words, yeah, right. Yeah. Let me define it.
Let's make
Yeah.
one simple
Yeah.
example.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay. For example, sometimes people do things they want people to see, so they can recognize their effort.
Well, there's a motive.
Okay. So
No, I
whoever
would say
has somebody
also
clean
no
the
motive
floor,
too. That's the
just
key.
do it. Don't even think about it.
So no subject,
no
object,
motive. Not
and no
even ask
motive.
anybody
No,
to give any
it's
praise.
those two
It's
conditions:
just natural things.
motiveless and
So
no
that's how
subject,
it
object
is.
duality.
But
That's
let's
the
come back
trick.
to daily life.
Those,
How
you have to
to
satisfy
apply
those two
kind of
conditions
philosophy
to be
in our daily life?
Buddha,
Very
Buddha nature
simple, we
level.
should
You
do
get
that.
it?
If somebody says something to us, or do something to us, or we see something we don't like it, then don't let get into our mindset. Don't let that affect our emotional.
See, that becomes nangso because there's a
put into our mind.
you
Don't be so
and
something
that,
we don't like
and
it.
that comes
Let it go.
affects you. You get it?
Sometimes we human beings put that in our mindset. So Holy Teacher always said, we always use other people's mistake punish ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
We always
That's true.
get other people's mistake, punish ourselves. You know why? We don't mean a mistake. We are so angry, so upset.
Right.
Don't let it happen.
Right.
Just let it go.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
Don't let
It's
those
not
things-
easy, but it's
Don't let those things.
that's
into
the key,
our
though.
mindset at all.
yeah.
Yeah, let it
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So those the basic step by step to get there.
Okay. There are really two aspects, or you can say two qualities, two aspects that will pass the muster as to distinguish between human level views, emotions, thoughts, etc., awareness, versus Buddha level. Okay, and these are the two tests. One is wu wei, or non-motive, no motive. The other one is wu neng su. Get it? No subject object. No, you can say duality. That's a duality. You can say, or relativism, whatever. Okay? Those two aspects. That's the Buddha nature level we call the four immeasurable mind. So when we say Buddha, at the Buddha nature level, okay, we have to have infinite compassion, infinite mercy, infinite happy joy, etc., infinite equanimity. They have those two qualities, which is no motive, wu wei, and wu neng su, no subject object. You get it? So here's an example. We hear in the news, a natural disaster, an earthquake, a typhoon, a tsunami, whatever. Oh, so sad, so sad. That's human level. Why? Because there's a you and they. You get it? Oh, because you saw, you heard through your ear, or you saw through your eyes, a tragedy. You get it? And so it affects your emotion. It invokes, stirs up your passion, right? Emotion, right? That's subject object. Get it? So that's human level. Buddha nature already is compassion, has no subject object duality, because Buddha nature, from the Buddha level, everybody is the same. So what happens to you, we say you, happens to them. You get it? It's like that. It's like one. It's one. You're the same. But and also, they don't have a motive. There's no say, I like you, so therefore I feel for you. I don't like you, so I don't care about you. None of that. You get it? But humans have that. Natural disaster. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. I don't like that country, so I don't care. Right? You get it? So that's wrong. You see? That's human level. There's that difference. Okay? So you say it's bias conditional. So that's why I say motive, wu wei, no conditions. So those are the two qualities, the two tests. So you can ask yourself every time, I feel something, I feel compassion. Ask yourself, does it have a motive? And it's based on subject object. Get it? So if you don't have that, then that's your Buddha nature, right?
Passion is part of our Buddha nature. We're supposed to be passionate. It's supposed to be part of it.
It's eternal. I mean, compassion is
There's
basic. It's
endless,
not like,
we feel no that,
today I feel it, tomorrow I don't.
That's normal.
Yeah,
Because they are-
yeah. That's a good
Something
point. That's a
happened
good
to
point.
them. It's
Human,
the same
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
feel this.
yeah. But that's like more like a quality, a trait, a characteristic. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then there's furthermore. We can go in more detail. Another thing is that at the Buddha nature level, we call that a 四无量心 before, that infinite. That's why it's called infinite, because it's eternal. For example, when we do at a human level, right? This not only do we have motive, not only do we have subject-object duality, but there's a beginning and end. There's a start and end, right? If I didn't hear the news about a disaster, I don't feel compassion. Huh? I don't. Who knows? Right? Right? No. What's that? Out of sight, out of mind. Right? Out of sight, out of mind, or out of hearing, out of mind. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is, those type of compassion. I'm not saying that compassion is bad. I'm not saying that. Don't mistake that. I'm just talking about the different levels. Okay, that's all. That the level between a Buddha nature level and a human level. Okay, so the key is humans. We always have only when we see something do we feel compassion, or when you hear something. That's different from a Buddha. Buddha's always compassion. It's eternal. It's not. Well, it's motiveless, and it's also not subject to time, conditions, etc., or change. You get it? So compassion. Oh, today I love my wife. Oh, that's because she's so beautiful, so pretty. Okay, 50 years later, she's ugly as heck. Do I still love her? I don't know. Questionable, right? Same thing. Yeah, I don't know. No. I'm just saying. No. But that's humans. But that's human. But that's human nature.
No, I think what we're trying to say is like when people get into a fight and then we create this heart that at that time we don't like that person. It's not because 50 years later.
Well, no. Yeah, I agree. No, I'm just using that as an example. See, our heart, it's always up and down,
Let's
right?
make a simple example. One person loves the other person so much, he could even die. He or she could even die.
Willing to die for you.
Years later, they got divorced.
They hate each other.
Love before? Yes, they do.
Yeah. No, it's real, but there's a difference from eternal. Right, precisely.
It's not based on just human.
Yeah, it's human nature level.
Okay.
At the
Yeah,
time.
conditions, yeah.
With Buddha nature is love. With Buddha's love.
So that's the
no
difference.
change. Not gonna be
Yeah,
good.
no motive. There's no motive.
Because
There's
divorce not
no
divorce.
conditions. Yeah, you can say no
Because
motive.
Divorce is not gonna even happen because the love is there.
Yeah, it's wu-wei. Yeah, it's wu-wei level. And that's a non-conditional. It's non-conditional.
Gonna change.
Right.
Might change. It
Because
might change.
because
Sometimes like
事情,
Yeah.
some might change.
Yeah.
It's not
because of the conditions. No, it's because your情况. So that's you can say karmic affinity, etc., all that.
Let's make
Yeah.
simple example. Okay.
So that's the
This
difference
cup is so
between the
beautiful.
four
I love it
immeasurable
so
minds
much.
and the nine.
I spend
So we say no,
$10,000
Buddha has
for this
compassion.
cup.
No,
I love it so much.
that's
Right?
true, but
But
it's
when the
based
cup
on
is broken,
something. It's based on
will I
something
like it
different.
again? Love it? No. Where is my love? Seriously. It's gone. Love is based on human.
Human thing is always a cause.
Yeah.
There's no cause.
There's no cause,
It's not
right?
come
It just
from our Buddha nature
just
love.
is natural. We say natural, but
Buddha
it just
nature
is.
love, the Buddha's
Right.
love,
It just
like sun.
suchness.
Doesn't matter which day
Just the way it
it's
is.
going to be coming
How can you-
out.
how can you-
It's going to be
Because it's
shining everyone.
non-conditional. What can I
Not gonna
say?
be
So it's
raining,
non-dimensional,
dark day,
non-conditional,
gonna be the same.
non-dualistic, etc., eternal, blah blah
Human
blah,
being
all
life,
that.
human's life is gonna, sometimes might
So
change.
there's no beginning, no end, right? So Buddha's
So we need to
love
have
is
that kind of love.
no condition, no beginning, no end, always.
No change. It's Buddha nature.
Joy, same thing. So it's right. So it's yeah. So that's the difference between the four immeasurable minds of our Buddha nature versus the human mind, right? Human, we have compassion. That's true. We have loving kindness, but it's subject to those two aspects. Remember, motive or condition, and also subject object, right? Because we have me and you, right? That difference. Okay. So that Buddha, all right. So we want to go to that level. Okay. All right, that's really an enlightened mind, okay, enlightened being, okay. All right, okay. So basically, that's most of that. I want to do the Q&A. The Q&A. There's a couple questions that are pretty good. Well, the first question, 即心即福, we talked about already. Yeah.
Like I was thinking like anything basically is like anything that we can see and feel that doesn't last forever.
Correct.
Like beauty.
That's the three
When
Dharma
things
seals.
will be there, maybe
Yeah.
300, 500,
That's
1,000 years
That's the
later.
three Dharma seals, right? The three Dharma seals, 三法印. That's a 三法印. You understand the 三法印, right? 三法
The
印.
only thing our
The three
spirit,
Dharma
our
seals.
original Buddha nature, which gonna exist. Doesn't matter where we go.
Yeah.
Even we leave the world, gonna go someplace else.
Yeah.
It's still there.
What previous comment was that all forms, all phenomena has a beginning and end. It's not
We can see it.
has a beginning and end,
Even
right?
this body.
Right? Has a beginning and end. Even the sun, right, has a beginning and end, right? So that's why Buddha said, in his teachings, this is the most fundamental. Okay, 佛说的, okay, Buddha in all his teachings, okay, in all his teachings, he always say, all phenomena, all, that's why he says all dharmas, okay. Dharmas in this means not the teaching, right, it's all things, okay, all phenomena, in other words, have the sanfa yin, okay, has the, we call the 3 dharma seals, all right. One is wu tang, impermanent, right, wu tang. Second one, impermanent, means it's anicca, okay, that's the Sanskrit term, anicca, A-N-I-C-C-A, okay, anicca. No, yeah, you can say ever-changing, yeah, you can say ever-changing, yeah, non-eternal, yeah, wu tang, yeah, so therefore it's ever-changing, right, okay. And then the second term is what? Wu wo, or no essence, no self. In other words, it doesn't, because it's never, it's not eternal, it results, it has no underlying essence. Unlike our Buddha nature is, we can say, wo, it has a 本体. Wu, you can say no inherent. In other words, all the phenomena, your feelings, emotions, derive from something, right? Either you see, you hear, you feel, you think, comes from that, right? Because if you didn't see something beautiful, you would not have said, oh, I love that. You get it? Okay, so that means there's no inherent. This object, this teacup, this wine cup, whatever, it just is. It's not beautiful. It's not that I want it. The only thing you want is because you see something, to you it's beautiful. Then you desire. You get it? So that has no inherent essence or being. In other words, being. Because it was created. That thing was created. That cup or whatever. Or that person was born 10,000 years ago. You love that same person? Of course not. Didn't exist. You get it? So that's why, okay? So there's no inherent being. Because it's just a form.
There's a cause.
Yeah, it's called dependent origination. It's called the Sanskrit term in Buddhism. The doctrine is called the 12 nidanas. 12什么因缘法, 对, that's 12, the 12 nidanas. But that's too detailed. But that's technically that's what it is, okay? Because there is a cause. There's a beginning. In other words, there's a condition. There are conditions that create it. You get it? To come into being. But then when those conditions don't exist, no longer exist. You get it? The form disappears or dissipates. Okay? So that's the second seal. The third is what? We call it dukkha. We call it ku. Okay? Sanfa yin. Okay? Nirvana is wrong. Nirvana is used to. It's really part of the 4, but I don't want to go into too much detail. Okay? You guys can look it up yourself. Mm-hmm. See, the Chinese translation is 他说涅槃是经济，寂静是涅槃. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But really, it comes from the 4 法印. Okay, the 4 法印 has the 涅槃, right? But they usually drop the ku because ku is derived. It's based upon. You guys heard of derivatives, right? Stock market derivatives, right? All that stuff. Okay, it's based on the first 2 seals of anicca and anatta, which is no self, right? 无我, 无常无我. Because an object or form or phenomena it's impermanent and has no essence. What's the derived state? It's what? We say suffering. It's not dukkha. Dukkha is the better Sanskrit term. Dukkha means suffering is only a minor part. It's only one part, one aspect. It's really something that's not satisfactory. Imperfect. You can say imperfect. 不是圆满. Okay? Imperfect. A cup is only good for what? Holding water or holding liquid to drink. Can it make coffee for you? No. Can it make tea for you in the morning? Of course not. So it's still imperfect. You get it? It's that, it's only one function or maybe 2 functions. Whatever. You can say multifunctional, but it's not every function. Right. And also it's impermanent. Right. It doesn't last. Okay. So that's what dukkha is. So that's the 3 down. So Buddha in all his teachings said all characteristics or traits of all forms and humans, humans are part of that, has these 3 characteristics. 1, 无常, impermanent or anicca, okay, or impermanence. 2, what? 无我, no underlying essence, okay, no underlying essence. All right.
So when you're talking about impermanence, What are you talking about? The forms are impermanent?
Yeah, it doesn't last forever. No form lasts forever. There's a beginning and end. The universe may be very long. It may be way beyond our lifetimes. Of course, it could be billions, trillions. But ultimately, it's going to go away. There was a creation, a beginning and end. The point is that, okay? So, but whereas Buddha nature is what? No beginning, no end. You get it? So that's the difference, right? Buddha nature has no beginning, no end, right? As far as I know.
It's nature and everything.
Buddha nature is a form of energy, right?
Yeah, I mean,
See,
you
that's
can
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
define
but
it,
that's you can say it's a
there's-
form of energy,
there's like
but
energy.
but even
Not what
energy
you
can
do.
change, right? Energy can change. But anyway, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe in technical terms, actually, it's the Buddha nature is really indescribable. Buddha si. Actually, it's really Buddha si. It's
Yeah,
really no, it's
yeah,
true.
'cause
It's
when you try
Buddha
to
si.
describe it, it's not complete.
Yeah, it's not
the real-
圆满.
Real, yeah, again, it's that it's unsatisfactory.
You know, Buddha si. That's why the 4 phrases, 4G, right? But I don't want to go into too much detail. That goes deep, okay? But Lecture Liu talks about it a lot, okay? But anyway, all right? It's actually, it's truly beyond thought. Buddha si. Beyond thought. We can try to describe it, but understand it's not 100% 圆满, perfect, okay? Okay, understand? All right. So actually, we really can't describe Buddha. I can't describe it. I really can't describe. I can say it's like that. It's like this, right? It's like an essence. Oh, okay. All right. What's an essence? I don't know. Describe it. I can't describe it. I can't describe this essence. I can't.
It's the
How?
source. It's the
How?
source of everything. So
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
conditions. All the
Yeah, I can't
everything
describe
is
it.
Within it. Contained
I can't
within
describe
And
it. Some
yet
people say it's emptiness, space. That's wrong too. That's wrong because space it's empty, right? But it has everything too. How can you have both?
So what you're trying to say is that you cannot use words to describe. There's no words can describe our true nature.
It's more than that. It's beyond thoughts. No, it's even beyond thoughts. No, it's even well, we can. Yeah, you can say we can sense. We have a sense, and the reason why we can sense it is because we have a Buddha nature. Yeah, 觉. Or 觉. Yeah, you can say it's a wisdom too. But. Okay.
Yeah, you can be it. You be it. You are it.
See, I don't
We
want-
cannot use the key here
Yeah.
is not any words
Or thought.
can describe that thought.
Or
Same thing.
thoughts too.
Not,
Not just words, but
any word,
thoughts.
any language can describe that.
Any notion, any concept,
But
really.
key here, but keep it very simple. I always try to keep it very simple. Let the awakeness
Go to the question.
feeling you have. That's why we do the period of order affinity, not regular this single thought. That inside the last one which is in our body, that's our Buddha nature. Original Buddha nature. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the
So you
key
have to
is
try
the
to-
assumption is that, or the implicit fact is that all sentient beings have a Buddha nature. Otherwise, if you get rid of that, then it's nothing. That's nihilism. See, that's nihilism. Okay. Yeah, where was I going to... I was going to go to questions 5 and 6. 5, let's see, 4, 5, 6. But
欢迎换下一面跟你听到吗？
The lecture that we're talking about right now, right?
Yeah.
I believe it's on.
you guys can read question 5, 4, 5, 6, right? That's I don't know. Is that it could maybe too deep? I don't know. See, actually, Buddha nature is beyond thought too. Okay, it's beyond thought because once you think of something, right, you already have an idea or a constraint, built-in constraint. Okay, you understand? All right, we have a constraint. That's why we say no thought. Remember, we say no thought, right? No thought is Buddha. It's once we have a thought, it's already at the human level, conscious level. The 5 skandhas, remember? That's the 5th. Okay, that's the conscious. And then what we call that? Mental formations. What else? Mental formations, sensation, feelings, and or perception and form. Okay, so anyway, right? So we.
Can you go into like a lot of people they do the meditation? Like, can you go into a little bit of that? Like,
Yeah, we have to be
that's
careful
that.
too. Yeah, we have to be careful. Yeah, meditation, you can say it's a start. You can say, I mean, you can try that, okay? But be careful that You do not want to meditate to the point where everything is empty. It becomes a void. I don't say void, nothingness. It becomes 完空. It becomes vacuum, vacuum. Right? Yes. The idea, the premise or the idea behind, say, we want to meditate is that we want to get rid of our desires, attachments, right, thoughts, that's okay. That's okay at the beginning, right? But do not go to the deep end, to the extreme. Maybe that's a better 边, 边, okay, to go to the extreme. Extreme, when you become extreme, that becomes the 二见, the nihilism, 断见, right? 断见, that means there's nothing, just 完空, it's literally 完空, that means no Buddha nature. That's wrong too, all right?
Let me keep it simple.
That's wrong.
Simple words here for you.
Excuse me?
It's always two extremes.
Yes,
So there has
yes,
to be
middle way,
Let me explain a little bit.
yeah.
When we do the meditation, it's very good for our body, physical body. It's healthy. We don't need to sleep very much, right? It's very good for the health of the body. But in the meantime, when we die, the function of the meditation for whole life is gone.
Yeah, right, it's limited, it has limits, it has limitations.